We're going to get back to talking about Earth Day here, and that's why we have Louis Kudis, who is here. He's the Canadian Climate Action Network information person. Provide us some information. Who are you guys? What do you do?
CCAN stands for Climate Change Action Network, and a few people got together, including Bob Hawksworth, former alderman here in Calgary, Reverend Bill Phipps, myself, a dozen other people, who are just really concerned about climate change and what kind of a future we're leaving to our children and what we're doing to this planet right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a walk from City Hall to Eau Claire this coming Sunday. We're going to meet at City Hall 1:15, 1:30 and just walk over there. It's not so much a protest as it is just to raise awareness about climate change and what we're doing to the planet. And because I track this, and as a former journalist, you know, I've been tracking it for a long, long time. And when you look at the evidence and the way climate change is accelerating in terms of heat waves, in terms of droughts, water shortages, what's going on in California, jacking up food prices and all the rest of it, not even starting to mention about the melting of you know, the ice caps and all the rest of it, glaciers, it's time for action. And so we decided we'll form this group. Anybody can join. And we just want to get the word out there and raise awareness, because we don't think that our governments are doing anywhere near what they should be doing in order to combat this or to reduce our dependency on carbon-based petroleum products and move into a sustainable kind of economy.
You've watched this for a long time now. As a former journalist, as you were saying, you've watched this over a long period of time. How has society changed in the way that we look at climate change? Have we gone dormant to it, or are we caring now more than we have over the last 20 years?
I think we're caring a lot more than we used to. Even here in the heart of the oil and gas industry, Calgary, right? I'm amazed how many people, even those who work in the gas and oil industry, talk to me and say, yeah, I'm quite aware of what's going on and I'm concerned about it, and we should start taking some action about it. Unfortunately, because here in Alberta we're so dependent on the income from the royalties, you know, from gas and oil, a lot of people are not quite sure, what do you do about it?
Yeah.
How do I go about it?
How do we offset what we're doing to make our money?
You know, and there's millions of ways you can do that, starting with, you know, worms, which we've talked about here today, to taking part in this walk this coming Sunday, like I said, in front of City Hall, 1:15, 1:30. We're going to go over to Eau Claire just to raise awareness. Because when you look at the massive scientific evidence, it's staggering and it is scary. 2014, last year, was the hottest year on record, and it's not slowing down. We've passed the 400 parts per million of CO2 in the air. They've done drilling in the Arctic and in Greenland and found out just, you know, how hot it is getting here. There'll be fluctuations, you know, it'll go up and down, but it's not slowing down and it's accelerating, and we have to start taking some action.
Is Earth Day enough?
It's a good start. It's a good thing to do, but we, I think somebody mentioned Earth Day every day. You mentioned that a little while ago. You know, and I think we have to take that and just living in a more responsible manner. And it doesn't mean you can't have fun or enjoy a Flames game or whatever, but start doing something about it and start thinking about what kind of a future that we're passing on to our children and grandchildren.
So what do you guys do on a regular basis to try and achieve this? Is it giving out information? Do you guys take actions? What is it that your group is doing?
Well, we're newly formed, and what we've done is set up a website, and this website, excuse me, where people can get information. I'm going to be feeding this ton of information that I get on every day from these 4 science websites, which is the latest research and findings from all over the planet, you know, that's going on about what we're doing to the oceans, the acidification, the dead zones, the amount of plastic that's in there. I mean, some people were shocked when they found out a couple of months ago one of the 5 Great Lakes, Lake Erie, now has a dead zone in it, you know, which is really quite amazing. And when you look at the drought in California and the impact, there's parts of California that actually have sunk a foot because they're drawing so much water out of the aquifer and in the groundwater. And of course, all of this is having an impact on food and the price of food, etc. And they're into their 4th year of drought, and it's not getting any better. Not to mention things like extreme weather events, which we're seeing more and more of, and we saw here in Calgary in 2013.
So how can people, if they're interested, get in contact with you guys? Is your website the best way to do that?
Website, yeah, I think.
Yeah, we had it up there on the screen a second ago.
Yeah,
There it
if
goes
they want
again.
to contact us, they're more than welcome. We invite people to get involved because, like I said, I think there's a lot of people who are very concerned, who care. You know, I think Calgarians are very caring people. You know, we have a high percentage of well-educated people around who know what's going on. They're just not sure what to do about it. You know, so here's one way of starting.
And you guys will be a great resource for that.
Hopefully.
Good.